Are we live?
You're live.
Okay, well, welcome to the March 18th, 2026 Middlebury Parks and Recreation Board meeting. We have a full house of members here and a welcome guest. And so we are expecting another individual to stop in here, but we'll go ahead and begin with the agenda. So let's think about our last meeting, February 18th, the minutes you all received. Does anybody have any changes? Or did anybody make a motion to approve them?
I'll move.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say.
Aye.
We are approved. All right. Now, before I forget this, I'm going to do this and give it to you. There you go.
Okay.
Okay, we are highly official. We have, any public comments that we have? Here's the doorbell, so maybe we have our guests. So anyhow, with no comments, the park commissioner, Mike Holloway, is not here today. So we have no report there. The financials, everybody received the financials in the mail. I guess for the sake of time and effort, is there any questions that anybody has about anything?
I did, just an update, I did ask her to change a couple things, and some of them were changed and some weren't. And I just talked to her again yesterday about that, and like the revenue on the appropriations in the first columns, to take that out, that still hasn't been taken out, but that will be taken out. And, gosh, there's one more thing.
Ridge Run Trail?
Yeah, well, Ridge Run and Roll.
Ridge Run and Roll.
Yeah. We talked about that yesterday at the Trails meeting, that we just need to spend that towards a trail project. We can't change the name of it necessarily or use it anywhere else, so we're planning to utilize those funds this year, and that will then close out that line. So, oh, the other thing was it showed that there was still a balance in the stocks, bank stocks.
Yes.
And that shouldn't be. So, but I think she wants to confirm that.
And Tom has put together email to manage that situation. So we thank you. Okay, Tom, Park and Rec Superintendent.
Yeah, well, it's the month of odd weather, so last week we were mulching leaves, and the warm weather, because we had a lot of leaves down still from the fall after that early snow, so we were able to do a lot of blowing and mulching of leaves, especially in Kreider, a little bit Memorial and Troyer Park, and of course doing a little bit of snow stuff here and there. Today the guys are actually picking up a truck to get it checked out to replace the one that was in the accident. So they're going to take that to Driven to get it looked at. So it's 2023. It's got like 42,000 miles on it, so it's a really nice truck. It doesn't have the 8-foot bed, but we're just finding it really, really hard to find that. So even harder than the first time we got the blue truck. But and then let's see, I made a note somewhere to talk about this. There was something else. Trail, we talked about yesterday at the Trails Committee, but we started a trail sign inventory, which will probably expand that eventually to the whole inventory for all the park system. But what kind of precipitated this is the Pumpkin Vine Coalition is wanting to do a trail inventory for the whole Pumpkin Vine corridor through all the municipalities. And so it's like, well, let's get ahead of the game anyway and have that ready for when they're ready, which there is no really discussion necessarily for coming down to, for the Pumpkin Vine Advisory Committee, except for that next month we have a meeting and we'll be discussing that kind of GIS work that they're doing. They're working with Abbenmarsh, which the town is also working with Abbenmarsh on our GIS stuff, so it should mesh in real well.
Great, great. Okay, let's move into our projects and committees. Tom, you're still on Riverfest.
Had our first meeting and kind of got it kicked off and got some good ideas and thoughts. I'm going to be sending out some, kind of typical things of this type of year of the, save the dates, the sponsor flyers and stuff like that. Looks going to look very, very similar to last year. Just, some tweaks as far as, the animals and maybe some food vendors and stuff like that, so. And the theme itself isn't quite decided yet, but, yeah.
Well, moving ahead. Thank you. Landscape Committee. The Landscape Committee met on March the 2nd. This is kind of a reorganization time for the Landscape Committee. There's making plans for the future. So really, there is nothing dramatically new to report there. Char Swoven's leading that group. She's got a few assignments here in regard to writing some articles. Sarah Yob in regard to the wood carver and the cardinal, and Tom on the ways that people can honor and depart with donations, guidelines and direction in regard to benches and so forth. So that is probably the highlights of that. Earlier, I think we routed the 25 accomplishments. So again, job well done. Trails Committee, Barb?
Trails met yesterday at 1 o'clock, and it was a good meeting. We've added one member and possibly a second member with two people in the community. And we talked about safety items on the trails. We're hoping to post some videos for trail safety in the May-June timeframe and keep those going. We talked about the Wayne Street Trail, which, Tom, I may need your input here because I want to be sure I have it right, that's going to hopefully be redone with millings from another project, but also the culvert by Lake City Bank is going to be redone as a part of just repairing that culvert as well.
Yeah, and one correction is it's not just going to be millings, it's going to be actually hard surface asphalt.
Okay.
Poured asphalt.
Better.
Yeah.
Better, yeah.
Top inch and a
Okay.
half.
Okay. And then we debriefed a presentation by the foundation, the Building Blocks series that people came and talked to Elkhart County in January. And just a lot of inspirational ideas of what's going on around the country and around the world with activating trails and activating people to be healthy and active. And we came up with a lot of great ideas, nothing to take action on at this point. However, we did agree that in the fall, we need to get the big map out again, have a brainstorming session for new connections. We're specifically looking at Spring Valley connection, connection to Corson Woods, what are part of the possible Quaker Trace back to Bonneville and Middlebury might be. And so we'll prioritize some of that as we go through that exercise in the fall, but I think it'll be a really good one. We had a lot of great ideas and just a lot of fun, and our schedule is booked for 26. We've got tons of events and a lot of walking and hiking events and trail usage events. But next year, we're looking at an ice cream crawl that we could hit from end to end, from
to bean.
vanilla bean to vanilla bean, maybe, I don't know. But we're just looking at different kinds of opportunities to get people out and on bikes on the trails, as well as walkers and runners and dog walkers and all that. So it was a good meeting and a good group.
Great, thank you. Tom, I think you mentioned the Pumpkin Vine Advisory is going to meet rather than has meet, so,
Correct, yep.
okay. The Friends of the Parks had yesterday morning, two highlights. One is we've got two new individuals that visited yesterday. Louis Wickie, who was with the fire department, and Max Troyer, who was with the bank. Both of them said yes to being on the Friends of the Parks Board, so that's the third person. Last week, or last month, Dave Stuckey signed on, so we have three new really quality members on the Font Board. We've talked with everybody. We use the volunteer page that maybe you're going to talk about later, Barb, but we use that. And Dave Stuckey, for example, is interested in a variety of things. One of them is the Blue Way. Lucas, I think, is very flexible about a whole variety of things, highly knowledgeable, lots of energy, so we didn't ask him to get placed. Max Troyer is interested in working with the Blue Way and with Tom and Tim in regard to the Hankins property. So I think it's great, and I think the idea of getting these new people involved with a process on some things that they would enjoy is key to longevity. So the second item, and Tom just gave this to me, was the project possibilities for the Friends of the Parks. We mentioned this last month. This is an ongoing, as we've talked about, we have presented a list of projects for them to either help with or support financially. And we've moved on to approve some other ones. They've approved the Trestle Terrace maintenance, Trestle Terrace improvements, a fairly aggressive membership campaign. They'll sponsor the inflatables at Summer Fun, music in the parks, at least part of that, and $5,000 towards improvements on Wayne Street Trail. And then the other item was some benches on River Mill Trail and one on Ridge Run Trail. They'll put $1,000 against that project, which may cover a high percentage of that.
Yeah, if we're able to build them both out of lumber, that should cover most of it.
So FYI, there's a copy for everybody on the Friends of the Parks. Those are the two key items from the Friends of the Parks. New people, active in committees, and the Friends' support on projects. Any comments or questions? Okay, we'll move ahead to the next item, which is programs. Barb mentioned we've got a fairly aggressive program of events coming up. Tom, is there anything on here that we need to think about?
Well, for one, just PR, I did send this to Shaylee and to get on the website. I didn't realize it's not on the website, and that should have been done a couple months ago, but, so, excuse me. This and the individual flyers that we have made. The Heron Rookery, the Warbird Walks, Vertical Sundial, In the River Hike, Owl Prowl. Those should be getting put on the website. And I did suggest to them something that Corey, that helps us do these, is creating a landing page, which is kind of a separate little thing on the website or off the link to the website that then I or a couple of us can actually manipulate and be administrators on. So if there are changes, even if there's just subtle changes, we don't have to go through them and say, hey, do you have time to do this? And it's something that we can't have access to the whole website, but we can have access to this possible landing page. Not sure if that's going to be possible yet. I just brought that up, but I think it might be helpful. And did send in some requests for another update on this because I should have had it on this last update, but didn't realize there was not a time for the Celebrate Trails Day. So she's going to modify that just a bit. We talked about somehow, Elma, you brought up how are people going to know it's any different, any updated. And you mentioned maybe a color, so I suggested that, or asked her if she had any ideas of, I don't know, putting something here updated on or whatever. So she's pretty creative, so I think she'll come up with some ideas about how to make that look more apparent so people say, oh, I've already seen that, and now bother looking at it and see that it's been updated. So we're working on music in the parks. We're kind of really pushing towards that right now. We're really close to having that all set. And Celebrate Trails Day is going to be a little bit bigger than, so we weren't quite sure who was really going to show up, but had a meeting with Winnebago. They really want to get their kind of their hands and feet into the community a little bit more. They felt like they've kind of, I guess there's been a lot of change over there. So I met the four ladies. And they just basically want to get more presence into the community. So on that day, the 25th of April, they're going to come out to Kreider and join the Celebrate Trails Day, plus do some things at Kreider Garden. So we'll have a big impact on that day on the trails in Kreider. Kind of one of those things that we've been very blessed to have organizations, companies step in, especially after the 8th graders kind of stepped out, which that was a pretty big hit. One of the best things about all that is we don't need as many adult volunteers to herd all the cats. But yeah, we're very appreciative of all the youth and the adults coming to help out with various parks.
Okay, well, we've got April the 18th is the Town Arbor Day, Wildfire Hike on Saturday, April 25th from 1 to 2, and Celebrate the Trails Days, which Tom is mentioning here, on Saturday, the 25th of April. So yet in April, we've got 3 events going on. Elma, let's do communications, and then we'll pause.
Okay.
So this would be,
I've sent stuff in for the April in Middlebury. What do we want to put in for May, assuming there's a May one? I'm still kind of touch and go on this.
yeah, I mean, we got the Heron Rookery, the Warbler Walks. Summer Fun could still be having some promotion.
Yeah,
You could put the volunteer
Oh,
page I
this
handed
thing.
you.
Yeah.
That could go in that flyer. It's going to go in the FOMP newsletter as well, but still,
sure.
yeah.
We should, I hope, have everything ready to go out for music in the parks.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we owe Gretchen up front here a big thank you, because she has been highly involved in that, so it's just another person helping complete another projects.
and I can put in something reminding people to respond to FOMP's membership drive.
Good idea. Very, very good idea.
Did that go out yet?
No.
No,
Okay.
that goes out in April usually.
Yeah, it's time we get it going, so we're
No, I thought maybe I threw it away, or I thought maybe I overlooked it or something, so, okay.
So do you have all the individual flyers for the programs?
Yeah,
Okay, because those all have a little blurb that you can probably steal from them.
yeah.
And that can get you information on the summer fun and music in the parks.
Okay.
Now, on this, as long as it's in front of me, Gretchen stepped in before the meeting and said that we've got an update in regard to the town's
Website, oh,
website.
yeah, that's been changed. I asked to have that changed too.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, the other item is, I think everybody else in it, up front here has got a new website, is that, or an email address?
Do you all have email addresses? Oh, you mean the
Not with the
town
town.
council members?
No, the ladies up front.
Yeah, so it's the same as it always used to be, but instead of at middleburyIN.com, it's at townofmiddlebury.in.gov. Everything has been changed that way, including my address.
Okay.
But the old addresses still work temporarily.
I was gonna say, did you get my stuff this morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how long the old ones will work, but, yeah, and all of the bottom of my emails I've been sending out, it says that on the
No.
bottom.
Okay. Another item. Okay, are we okay on communications, Elma?
Yeah, I think so. I'll put the events that are coming up on the sign out there. I think the library ones are past now, because the Irish dance was last night, and I forget what the other one was, but I think it's past.
Well, before we go to old business, let's pause, and as we talked before, we have a lady, Heidi Holland, who operates Heidi's Local Market, just down the street.
Yeah, actually, you're supposed to speak into the microphone, yeah.
Yeah, and so Heidi, we're thrilled to have you here. We're thrilled to have Heidi's Market here.
Thank you. Yes.
And Heidi has got a proposal for us to consider, and probably what we'll do is hear the proposal, and then we need to probably talk about that ourselves, so we don't expect an answer like today.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Thank you, first of all, for all you guys do for the parks and the pumpkin vine. I enjoy them myself, so I really appreciate it. Do you guys have, what do you guys have that was sent to you? Do you guys have any pictures?
We do.
You do, so you should have like 3 pictures.
We've got,
Yeah, yeah. So my plan, I guess, is to just have a little seating area out back in the market. The goal is to have cold pressed juices and just a very light deli, some sandwiches. I have some
Yeah.
drinks in the cooler as well, and then some salads. So I would like a seating area for my customers. And I think it'd be really cool for the people on the pumpkin vine as well, that if they stop, they can just that it would be a refreshing place for them where they can experience some hospitality and serve the pumpkin vine visitors as well. And so, yeah, it would just be a light thing. Right now there's a drive-through in the back, but the drive-through isn't very useful, so I thought it'd be nice to kind of level it off with some nice wood and then build kind of, not a wooden pergola, but more of a sunshade area type thing, and then just make it cute with some seating and all of that. So I was told that the pumpkin vine technically owns the land, so I just wanted to get approval before I would
Yeah.
initiate something.
well, technically, the town owns the land
Okay, the town.
underneath the park board.
Okay, gotcha. There's different levels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I wouldn't plan, so with the drive-through area, I know the fence is pretty close to the market. I was trying to think, I didn't measure it, but off the top of my head, it's probably one part's 14 feet, the other part, it goes down to probably 5 in one area from the fence, not from the pumpkin vine, because it kind of slants through. I would try to stay as much on the cement and be respectful, mindful of that. I would, to be honest, to maybe go out maybe 2 feet, 2 to 3 feet, but
Off the cement?
off the cement,
Okay.
if possible, while still having, not nudging up to it, but maybe 2 to 3 feet, yeah, out from that, so.
And that would be a wooden base? That's
Yeah.
the part that would be a wooden base? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Do you guys see the photo of kind of like the inspo picture?
Right.
It would be kind of the other one.
One right
It might be
behind
on
you.
the back.
Sunscreen.
Yeah, yeah. It would honestly be pretty close to that. Sorry, my voice. It would honestly be pretty close to that, minus like it'd be more narrow. It wouldn't be quite as squarish, more rectangle-ish and long.
I guess I had forgotten how close the fence is to that section of the concrete.
Yeah.
So it's only about, in one, like you said, at angles, so, one side of it's only about 5 feet away from the concrete, is that what you're saying?
Roughly. I didn't measure it, but that would be my guess, yeah, from like seeing it, yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, let me know if I can answer any other
Okay,
questions.
comments, questions?
Do you know the size of the posts offhand? So you'd have 4 posts, just like the
Well,
picture?
just 2, actually.
Okay, you just do 2 off the
Because
roof?
the sunshade would hang from
The building?
the building,
Yep.
and so it'd just be 2, yeah.
Okay.
But maybe like 8, 9 feet, yeah, would
Yeah.
be
Okay.
kind of the size of
Mm-hmm.
the posts.
4x4s or?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Those could be
I would imagine, that's what I'm thinking at the moment, yeah.
catchable in case we get some crazy winds or.
The post or the
or
sunshade?
The sunshade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it would be like hooked in, and you could take it out. I would plan on taking it out for the winter too, just
Oh, sure,
to,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
Would the post be sunk into the ground? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Just keep it stable.
Okay, probably want to, just in case, get some locates for digging. We can call 811 to make sure you're not going to run into water line
Yeah.
or electric line,
That's wise.
fiber
Don't-
optics.
You said 811.
811, yeah. There shouldn't be too much in that spot, I wouldn't think, but
Yeah,
you never know.
yeah, yeah.
So you said you're building wood off the back of it like a deck?
Yeah, yeah. The drive-through, probably just to keep the water, it's pretty slanted. So like the tables and chairs would kind of not, they'd be a little wobbly.
So you
I
just build
wanna
right over
stay-
the top?
Yeah, yeah. I'd
The whole
probably build like
thing?
a little,
Well, are you going
yeah,
to,
I would build posts into like the ground and then build it off of that, yeah.
are you building the deck just for that little bit extra, or is it going to deck and go over the whole concrete part?
The little extra as in like
At past the concrete, or is the deck going to
It
go
would
over
go
the entire
the
part?
entire.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the concrete would be decked too?
Yeah,
Covered,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, just to make it level, because right now it's slanted.
Even the
yeah.
concrete slanted.
Yeah, it's quite
Oh, okay,
slanted, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
And just curious, so you're going
Or
to be
else I
serving,
wouldn't need to do that, but
Okay.
that, yeah. I mean, it'll look a little better too, but
so will you serve people out of the windows or like, they come in?
I wouldn't, well, probably not from the back window.
Okay.
But from like the side.
side window, yep.
If like someone walking the Pumpkin Vine wants
Yeah.
some juice.
Okay.
Typically, my customers come inside and.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like, they shop in there, but
Okay.
if someone just wants like a juice or and has a dog or something, they can shop in the window, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else? Anyone else? Comments, questions? Well, we always support things that support parks and trails, and this does all the above. What we have to do as a municipal group, there's some sign-offs and some things of consideration that we need to get i's dotted and t's crossed before we respond, okay?
Okay, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Do you know about when I can expect a response, like a week, 2 weeks?
I don't know the answer to that question,
that's okay.
probably definitely by the next meeting,
Okay,
yeah.
sounds good, yeah.
Because you,
There's not a huge rush, but I was just curious.
yeah, well, by the same token, you need to get ready for spring, so.
Yeah, yeah, that is true.
But we do appreciate it, appreciate you being in the market, so,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Going good for you still?
Yeah, yeah, it is, yeah.
Well, good.
It's been fun, yeah.
Good. Well, you're welcome to stay. We are in the process of the meeting, obviously, And we're in the old business, so you're certainly welcome to stay, or you can take off. It's your discretion.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
I am celebrating a birthday soon, my mom's best friend, so
Okay.
I need to get to that party, or else it's
Well,
fun
that's
sitting
won-
in on these
that's-
things.
That's
yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being here.
Okay, thank you
Okay.
very much, guys.
Thanks, Heidi.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, we'll move on into to old business. I think everybody has submitted their action plan input to Tom.
I'll give this,
Yeah,
after the meeting, I'll hand it to him.
yeah. That's Barb's and mine together.
Okay.
No, so, okay, well, that's cool. Tom, we've got a variety of just kind of information types things in old business. Is there anything new on Bontrager Fields and the soccer club?
Nothing new yet. So
Okay.
kind of same as last month at this point.
Yep. You've had some work on scout projects coming up?
Yeah, a little bit of an update, not much, but did sign off on the scout that's doing the camp sign. He turns 18 like in April, so he needs to get done soon. So his project is kind of going through their official approvals. And once he gets those done, then he's going to start right away. I should receive a kind of a little bit of a rendering of a sign, what it's going to look like here soon.
Mhm.
Then the others, they got a decent ways away, like a year or more. So, but there are a couple more kind of in the queue coming up. So.
So now, I think we handed out the potential projects for the Friends of the Park, so I think that's been covered. In the last meeting, we talked about reservations, policies for the campground and parks, I guess, in general. Has there been any changes or updates to that, Tom?
Yeah, the campground, I think the main thing was the signature line, which we
Right.
totally didn't notice that before, so got one that's updated with the signature line on that. I also changed something up here because it was kind of redundant as far as park superintendent approval was up here and it gets approved down here, so I took it out from up on top. So, other than that, it's the same. I think I sent this out, right, to everybody?
So,
And then pavilion reservations, yeah, that, I've talked to them about, what we want to do, and we basically just need to reprint some new ones for them. Basically, the only thing we're changing on that one is the confetti,
is what?
the confetti.
Yes. Is there any need to have a motion and prove this, or is this, we've seen these, Tom's made the appropriate changes, I just suggest we move on and say, good job.
Okay, sounds good.
Tammy brought up skating on Riverbend Pond. Has there been any other discussion on that since then? I don't know anything. but-
Someone did respond back with an email about there was skating at East Park years ago when they used to
Yes.
flood the basketball court.
Right.
So there was skating in the years past. But yeah, with the bubblers there now, it'd be,
Yeah, my suggestion is no. It's just too dangerous, it's too deep, the sides are too steep.
yeah, they are very
So I would say that if it comes up, say no, we don't do skating on Riverbend Pond. Okay? The little next item here is Tom and Tim met with IDEM last week. Any comments from that?
No, I mean, it was really informative. There's a lot more back there than I thought originally. I don't know if Tom's been
As far as
back there.
trash or-
Yeah, just as far as trash. I think she was impressed with, I think, some of the topsoil that was on there on the site. Yeah, I think I think they're willing to work with us, and I think that'll just be kind of up to us, how much we're gonna disturb and what we're gonna look for as far as, grant money. I left a little early. I didn't know how long did you guys stay after that?
Not too much longer.
Okay.
And there's still some questions out there, but for one, this is something that they require a site visit to kind of get the ball rolling on their end. And now it's kind of, a lot of the language she used was, not like forceful language, you have to do it this way, that way. It's more of,
Yeah.
well, we recommend this. A lot of strong recommendations.
And willing to work with us on, being flexible, so that was nice.
I'm
Yeah.
thrilled to hear that.
Yeah,
The time frame seemed really
Yep.
could take a little bit, long time. It's not gonna get done in short time, but.
right.
But, it doesn't seem like there's gonna be any like, oh, you have to get this done in the next, whatever, coming from them, right?
And I guess,
Go ahead.
well, just that she was glad that it was a burn site, I hadn't heard that before, so
Yeah.
it was cleaner technically as it was burned instead of just a traditional dump site, so that was good.
I did talk to Jeremy after this, because he obviously has a lot of experience with IDEM because the airport is built
right.
on a landfill. And,
I guess I didn't know that.
yeah, yeah. And so they've done a lot with this. So I said, oh, I missed the meeting. And he goes, IDEM provides lots of recommendations. He goes, my biggest advice to you is they are recommendations. You can go as far or as little as you need to do. So he said, just make sure you keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's definitely the tone I received from
Yeah.
them, which was a little surprising, honestly.
Were you able to, in walking that, isolate, an area that might work because of that floodplain?
Oh,
Yes.
You were, okay.
We started
Yeah.
that, were you at the initial?
I was at the initial one, yeah, that
That's where we
walkthrough.
started up at that corner, the highest elevation. That's where she commented on the really good topsoil. They were fun to watch because they were like little rabbits like going underneath things and stuff. But she noticed a groundhog hole. And like, oh, this is a great sign, blah, blah, blah. And there's no trash coming up from the groundhog's hole, and it's deep and it's good soil. And so in that area, it looked pretty good. The further you got away from that, going towards, the villa, or I guess that would be south. It starts to slope down. You
Yeah,
can tell
so no.
the topsoil, the cover is less. And at some point, they stopped, so the cap.
But we can build boardwalks above the wetland, right? Because we're gonna have to get people back there through trails, right?
Well, it depends on how much we'll actually utilize.
Okay, okay. I mean,
Yeah,
does any of the land you're talking about bump right up to where the park is?
Yeah, all of it does.
Well, so you can build right by the park, or you have to go back up?
We'd have to go back up towards
That's what I'm,
and that area is not wet enough to where we would require boardwalks there.
okay, so you could have a trail even though it is well, of course you can, because the whole thing is, and we've got them. Okay, okay.
Yep. So, there is some grant funds. There's a guy, John, can't remember his last name right now. He's kind of the guru for the grant funds to help us out with those type of things. To me, we talked to Mary about this a little bit, but, so step one would be getting a dump delineation. Basically finding out how far, how wide the dump area is. And we've talked about, just as of yesterday, trying to reach out to find some companies that do this type of work and getting some quotes. And then we'll find out, I think that the most interesting thing for me is DNR doesn't want anything to cover any added soil at all in floodplains. But IDEM wants to cap it with 2 feet of clay and 6 inches of topsoil. So who's gonna give, when it comes up to that?
And I found it interesting that they allowed you to move trash on site as long as it's, you know, you can rebury it on site as well. So I
True.
thought that was
That's
interesting
true.
too.
As
So
long
if
as
you
it's-
cleared a section, you can move that trash somewhere else on site, since it's already a dump site, and then just cap it. you
Yeah.
know. So I was like, oh,
And another big kind of shocking one was, again, but a recommendation is to basically cut down all the trees.
No.
yeah.
Because if tree, and there's a couple dead trees there already that had fallen, the roots are exposed and exposed trash from underground. And so their theory, or not theory, but there's, the reason they have that is for, just for that. So when trees do get older, they do fall over, the trash isn't exposed, and then you have to rebury the trash, basically. So their preferred long-term management would be no trees and keep it mowed as a big field. So,
like that.
I don't really.
No, that was a recommendation. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
feel like that
yeah.
was, yeah.
That's
and
really
They said
drastic
you
for
needed
that
to be
area.
working towards that, but like, yeah, we were like, oh, could we take one tree out a year and, you know, keep going? But, so has there been any talk about it being further than just bathrooms, like doing trail system through the whole?
I mean, a little bit.
Adding
We
it,
haven't really
okay.
gone that far yet,
mean,
just
yeah.
because,
We would
Yeah.
love to do that, to
Cool.
just extend the trail system from River Bend, and, I mean,
Yeah.
that would be a part of River Bend, actually.
yeah.
So that'd be wonderful to have that
Very cool.
in there.
I mean, do you guys think a dog park, well, you're a little close. Would a dog park be too close for the noise of dogs?
You will have to clear it more than it is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just so I have
You wouldn't have to
space
take everything out, but
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm not big on dog park, but I think there's probably a whole lot of people in the villas that would be, because we have a lot of dogs in the villas that have to be walked every day. And
And they, yeah, have nowhere to go.
I was thinking that we could potentially have a, plan for it to plant evergreens along that whole edge to help buffer the sound, and that would be year-round buffer.
To the villas, you're
Yeah.
saying in the back, yeah.
Yeah. But, I don't know.
Well, this is very encouraging. So I guess my suggestion would be is your group, and you're thinking about adding Max to that group. Is your group put together a bit of an action plan, what needs to be happened next, and the approximate when, I think some of the ideas that you just threw out, i.e. the evergreens, i.e. the dog park, get it all down, put it all down on, here's ideas for the future, and get it kind of laid out. Maybe even have a diagram of the property and where we may put this building.
Where did you and Mary leave with contacting John from Ida?
The guy from IDEM?
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically to try to, so he emailed us. Did you email all of us or just me? He might have just
No,
been
yeah.
emailing me. So he made a contact with me, and pretty long, lengthy email of recommendations and, ideas of where to begin, what to do, but quite in depth of not just, in the near future, but, all down the line too. So a lot of information there. Honestly, I haven't read through all of it, so that just came the other day, a couple days ago, maybe Monday. I think it came Monday. So, so, contacting him back saying, yeah, we're definitely interested in at least starting this, seeing where it goes, and then he might have some better recommendations about that, the dump delineation. We did discuss internally about some potential areas of funding for that too.
Sure.
That's outside the park budget.
we might have talked about this, but would you try to use the same design as in Kreider for the restrooms?
Oh, possibly.
You wouldn't have to design again and have those fees and engineering and
True.
all that. I just didn't know. I couldn't remember if we had talked about that.
Yeah. Sometimes I think, do we need more there because it's that popular?
And you might be able to change the footprint a little bit because that restroom does cater to bikes, cyclists,
Yeah.
with the bike repair station there, and there's a changing area in each one, and, you know, you might not need that much, but the general design, we may be able to,
Yeah, like you said, that would save on engineering.
you know.
One of the thoughts early on was the restroom would be part of a larger pavilion.
Right.
And I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea.
Is
but
that
it's-
possible in that area?
I think so.
Okay.
So I think, again, as we start dreaming here, to think about, well, you could do a restroom, we could do the restroom as part of a larger structure. Do we want that part of that larger structure enclosed? Do we want it all to be open? And again, just to kind of lay out ideas.
Yep.
And the other is, of course, to keep in touch with the owners, right, Star?
Right.
They're still willing to be donors.
Which it sounds like they're going to get a contact letter from IDEM letting them know that this site visit took place. And there's some language in that. Yeah, they have some titles to these letters that they send out that he's put in his response. But basically letting them know that, okay, well, we went there, we seen the dump, and so this has started this process. And so they might want to get rid of this property sooner than later after seeing that even more.
Oh, that's good news.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, a great team put together on this. Appreciate it. Good news. Okay, new business. We haven't got much. Heidi's is already taken care of. Barb, want to talk about volunteer project?
I met with a potential Trails Committee person through Allison that she knows, and I put together a summary of acreage in parks, location of parks, acreage of trails, and then also what FOMP is responsible for as well. And then a description of each of the committees so that they could, and the meeting time, so that we could explain all of this and they would know kind of what to do. She has joined, Marissa Gardner, and I got the impression Brione may join as well, I'm not sure. And so Allison has been kind of interested in some brochures and communication on the website and those kinds of things. And so we knew that Marissa, even though she's very interested in trails, we knew that she and Brione also do some graphic design work as well. And so Allison gave her my 2-page diatribe of all of the committees, and she turned it into a beautiful poster, which I gave to Elma, which that's what we're going to be advertising with. And then if people want more information, we have this secondary handout. And so just a lot of great information on there. It's a very easy process, and I think Marissa, and I haven't met Brione, but great additions to trails and parks in general, and just very helpful and willing and quick, very quick. So I'm looking forward to that. So we can use this piece on Facebook. We can use this in the FOMP newsletter. We can use it in Middlebury. The town can repost. We can get a lot of traction. I don't know about Instagram, but we can get a lot of traction with this flyer. And then it's got the town website, which the parks page on the town, depending on how you get to it. We can talk about this a little later, but it takes you to different years of what's going on and not a true landing page. But we can, and then it's also got the town phone number, Tom. It doesn't have,
Okay, yeah.
okay, yeah, just so they can field calls if,
Yep.
yeah, if something comes in, that's just easier. So it's just a really nice piece. I mean, if we felt like we wanted to put that in kiosks, we could put that in kiosks as well. It's just a very nice nice and well-done piece, and we are very grateful and thank
Yeah.
them for doing this. So just, that's just the volunteer thing, and the two-page document that goes into more detail, if you guys want, I can email that to you, and you'll have it electronically, and if you need that, and talking with someone, you can definitely use that as well. So, yeah. Okay, that's great. I'll just send it to the whole team, and then everybody will have it. And Elma, I sent you that already in email.
That was Marissa that made that?
Marissa Gardner, Gardner.
And is Marissa a double S?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and Brione Graff,
Oh,
Brionegraff.
Yeah, I would have heard the other.
And Brione?
Yep. They are sisters, and they
Oh.
work together.
Yeah, so it's going to be great. Yeah, we're just delighted that there, a lot of fresh ideas in Trails Committee yesterday from Marissa, and we talked a little bit afterwards as well. So it just great additions for the park system.
Well, and Darla really adds a whole new dimension coming in from.
So it's good.
For what it's worth, we used the two-page draft yesterday with the Friends of the Parks and went through that, not in word by word, but in detail, and then gave them all a copy, even though it was a draft. So,
That's a great piece to give to new members.
yes.
I thought I was being all graphic-y about it because I had 3 boxes at the top. And then we get, the flyer, and it's just so awesome. It's amazing, so,
That's cool.
yeah. So it's all good.
Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. We've made huge progress in this meeting, if you notice, in the number of other individuals working on projects that they like. So, job well done by all. Is there any other business to bring to? Oh,
Talk a
yes.
little bit about the boardwalk
Yes.
poll. Kind of some interesting data of who uses the park and who knows about the trails in the park, in the woods. So number one, I guess I'll just go. How often you visit Riverbend Park? Often was 40%. Seldom was 55%. Never was less than 5%. Did you know about the trails in the woods? 92.8% know about the trails in the woods.
Wow.
Yeah.
That, and can you tell if that, no, you can't. 98.8% of the often or the seldom? You can't tell.
No, I can't.
Yeah, you'd have to do some
92.8 though.
manipulating there, yeah.
Probably people that don't use the park didn't bother to fill out the survey, so.
Good point, Elma.
Possibly. Yeah, because only less than 5% have never visited that filled this out. How often do you walk the trails? 31% often, almost 54% seldom, 13% never. Have you ever walked on the boardwalk itself? 54% yes, 45% no. And then how would you rate satisfaction? 54, well, actually 40. So it's a little, because it's either you rate it or if you've never walked on it. So I had to kind of redo the numbers here, but a total of 54 out of 76 that actually walked the boardwalk, which was 72% rated as very satisfied. And only one person voted or said unsatisfied. And there's 21 that said neutral, but I don't know if that, they said neutral. It's okay. So, this, definitely good enough information to send out for the grant report, but then, some kind of good and interesting information.
Yes.
Like I said, the thing that surprised me again is the people that knew about the trails in the woods. Now, again, that might be people that our closest peeps is 111 responses as of this morning. Because I know landscaping, we've talked about, we need to somehow make sure more people know about the trails in the woods. Well, out of these people, anyways, they definitely know.
Okay, good job. Well done.
And speaking of surveys, on the Pumpkin Vine Coalition Facebook page, the Pumpkin Vine is up for an award, and you can vote daily for another month or so. So if you go to the Pumpkin Vine Coalition Facebook page, that is there. And then also, apparently Middlebury is up for a Small Town Award, also on Facebook. I would imagine it's through the town Facebook page. You can vote daily for that. The Pumpkin Vine was leading until yesterday, and now we're not, so please you can vote daily, so please get on there and vote daily. And I
Vote
don't know
early,
what
vote
we
often.
win. I don't know. Handshake, a plaque,
Publicity.
what?
Publicity.
Publicity, yeah, I don't know, yeah. Which is huge, right there. Mhm. So yeah, so please vote. Vote early, vote often.
Oh, and I did send as John's request, the budget, the updated budget as of March. So I usually get that, just a physical copy of it, and so I'll try to remember to scan it in, and I might be able to see if I can get a digital copy that I can just forward on to, but they've always been paper copies.
Okay, the only item I have is I would, if it's okay and people have time, is when we wrap the meeting up here, is to get a picture of the park board.
Oh.
Is that okay with everybody? Okay, with that in mind, our March the 18th, 2026 Park and Recreation Board meeting is closed. I'll get, see if Gretchen would take a picture.